I enjoy art projects more than paperwork, so I decided to use my art supplies that I have in my house to do it for this. This is just the heart anatomy. This is an American Gothic spoof that I did with Smokey the dog and a duck to show the dynamic between the wife and the husband. I have my CPR steps over here and the anatomy of a cell. I did the heart and the cell for Miss Stutz for the AMP2 and AMP1. They tied in because we had been going over the anatomy and how the heart functions in AMP2, and in AMP1 we went over more of stuff at a cellular level.
This was a project I did for my organic chemistry class in the fall, and I distilled motor oil. My dad gave me some of his used motor oil, and I put it through a fractional distillation process, which involved it being evaporated with a heating mantle and then condensed again through a tube and then into a collection flask. And then I ran some tests on it. So one of the things that we had a complication with was figuring out how to test viscosity, how thick the liquid was, because new oil and even used oil is a lot thicker. It has a syrupy consistency. But the distilled oil, when we tested it down this ramp that we used and saw how far it went in 30 seconds down the ramp, it was watery. It had a watery consistency, even though the new oil looked cleaner. So I still wouldn't recommend putting that in your vehicle.
This project was activities with kindergarten class. A lot of times teachers don't have time to make fun activities for their classes. They barely have time to cover their curriculum. And so I went through and did three different lessons with them based on what they were learning. The first one I did was they were learning how to take care of the earth. So we went through and we planted flowers. The other one, they were learning about the Nina, the Pinta, and the Santa Maria. And so we went through and we painted and cut out boats, used coffee filters, and just fun things for them to use. And a lot of kids had never painted before, so it was nice to bring that hands-on activity to them. And then the other one we did the other day was on the water cycle. So I took a bowl with hot water and put a glass in the center and put ice cubes on top. So we sat there and watched the water accumulate to the top, cool, and then condensate into the cup. And we were able to see what moisture was in the cup later. With this assignment, I actually created a lesson plan myself on recycling. They had been learning about recycling, about reducing, reuse, and recycling. But most people are not taught that on the bottoms of plastics we have the recycle symbol, but also a number on the inside. And that tells us what kind of plastic was used to create that and if it's recyclable or not. So for our area, we can recycle plastics 1 and 2. And so we sorted through plastics and went through and found what items were recyclable and what items were not. And so they got to learn and go home and tell their parents, look, this is not recyclable, but this one is, and we need to take it to the recycling center.
My project is over. What sport do you watch more frequently? And I got a QR code and I posted it around the school and I posted it on social media for people to fill out, and then they would pick. My hypothesis was it would be basketball just because I love basketball. It was football. It's Tennessee. It was football. At the time, we were learning about pie charts and all kind of statistical data like that. And I put it into pie charts, I put it into bar graphs and all the different types of graphs. Then I organized it like that.
So basically, I took my formulas and I created a 7-day nutrition plan for a student here at Roane State who was looking to gain weight for his sports here. But I basically just took like his energy at expedition and his fat percentage, his BMR, and I just created him a plan to fit what he wanted. I sat him down and I asked him like simple questions like how much he weighed, how tall he was, foods he liked, foods he disliked, and I just took our the 5 food groups and I just made him a plan through foods he liked and with simple carbs, with how much calories he burns a day. I needed a lot of carbs in there, and I basically just did like your proteins, your carbs, your fats, and just put them into a 7-day plan.
So I did a project on the main Christian authors and their main works from 1865 to the present day. So it got really long because I did it on paper, got to be like 10 feet. But I got to learn a little bit about each of these authors and how the different Christian movements of the time influenced their works and how those works also influenced the society. So it was really cool to learn about and get to learn about each of those people and the history behind all of that. Well, one that was super influential for me was C.S. Lewis because I grew up loving his stuff. So it was definitely relatable because he also had so many more works that I didn't know about, so getting to learn about that was super neat. I also learned that he was born in Ireland, which is very fun because my family is actually taking a trip to Ireland after I graduate. But like the Chronicles of Narnia, and there's so much more than just the Chronicles of Narnia, and so it's super neat to learn about that and how he was like such a main figure of his time.
So I did my project on the Christianity faith, and it's basically my religion stating about Jesus and God and what they did for us. So Jesus came to earth to die on the cross for our sins, and what separates him from all of the other gods out there is he actually rose from the dead, and instead of other gods, we die for other gods, he died for us. And basically my project just goes through what we believe in, how it's different, the commandments which tell us how we're supposed to act as Christians, and that we're basically supposed to share the gospel to other people and to get them to follow Jesus. So I chose this for fundamentals of communication, and what made me choose it was we're supposed to share the gospel, so I wanted to use this as an opportunity to reach a classroom and maybe even more people around campus to try and get them to know a little bit about my faith and a little bit about Jesus.
So with all the AI craze in the media right now, I chose to combine my love of AI, my fascination with it, with my love of history, especially World War II. And so what we have here are 3 images of real World War II propaganda pieces, along with 3 images of World War II propaganda pieces generated entirely by artificial intelligence, specifically DALL-E by OpenAI. And as you can see, 3 of these are mixed in with the rest, and they look pretty convincing. And guests here have been trying to guess which 3 are the real ones, which 3 are the fake, and have been failing constantly. Which is really telling of how advanced this technology is getting, and how perhaps how perilous our future is against this technology.
Well, I was in a geology class, and I always try to relate my honors projects back to my career, and so I thought it'd be really cool to see how minerals and rocks can influence a criminal case, and I stumbled upon Vivianite, and it grows so fast that it's actually really helpful in freshly buried bodies. So it has the most potential to be impactful in the field.
So I'm Dr. Sylvia Pastor. I'm one of the 3 coordinators of the honors program, and I'm just so delighted to have all the students, the families, the friends, the faculty here with us. These students really go above and beyond. There is nothing that says they have to do any of these projects, and you can see all the amazing work that they do. So we are just so excited to have 3 more of them now to present live some stuff for you. So our first speaker is Bailey Sargent, and she's going to talk to us about mental health in student athletes, and she worked with Professor Matt Waters as her faculty sponsor. So Bailey.
Good evening. My name is Bailey Sargent, and today I'll be talking about mental health in student athletes. Sports affects everyone mentally, but the thing we're going to be talking about today is how sports can affect mentality in positive or negative ways. Out of the different sources that I looked at, the University of Pittsburgh and Biomed Central showed the most research studies. Both sources said that sports can cause the following on the mental health: lower amounts of stress, higher self-esteem and confidence, reduced risk of suicide and suicidal thoughts, less risky habits towards substance abuse, increased longevity performance, increased creativity, greater enjoyment towards all physical activity, improved quality of life for disabled, and higher levels of academic achievement. Although we have studies, I wanted to ask people I know to get a personal experience. I asked 4 people I know about what sports they played, how long, and if they had a positive or negative effect on their mental health, and these were the results. My friend Kennedy Hines said, I run cross country for Roane State, but I played basketball for all 4 years of high school, and I played golf my senior year. It made me stronger mentally, and I know I can push myself through anything. My college team feels like a family, and I love my coach. Brendan Reed says, I play basketball, football, and baseball. I've played all of them since Little League, and if sports has affected me positively, and I think it made me stronger mentally and physically, which helped me with confidence on and off the field. Jackson Grove said, I played baseball and hockey all 4 years of high school, and I now play baseball for Roane State. Sports has affected me positively, allowing me to be physically fit, which helped me my mentality. I also got a scholarship, which takes away my problem of college finances. Finally, Lyric Prinzi said, I play basketball, soccer, and football throughout high school. Playing sports helped motivate me in and outside of the classroom. The girls' soccer team, my basketball coach, and my environment from football helped shape me into who I am today. I then decided to interview girls from my club team and the Roane State soccer team to get perspective from all levels. I interviewed my teammates Monica Bounds, Maggie Jackson, Addison Langley. Everyone, including me, had all positive things to say, which you can read above. However, I wanted to focus on my coach's response. My coach, Grady Massey, says, I firmly believe in the benefits in both individual and team sports for students. Through team sports, they may learn the value of teamwork, but also develop essential skills in collaboration, communication, and coordination towards a shared goal. These experiences can instill them in a sense of responsibility, not only to themselves, but also into their teammates and others they compete with and around. In my opinion, both types of sports provide valuable lessons in resilience as athletes navigate to create perseverance in the face of adversity. As a coach, I also recognize the role sport plays in shaping young leaders and providing a full experience that nurtures their physical, mental, and social development, laying a foundation for success. Then why are we concerned? The University of Pittsburgh says playing sports has an outstanding effect on mental health, but going too far can actually cause more damage than good. Frontiers of Psychology says it can cause higher stress levels, pressure, trouble controlling temper, depression, anxiety, eating disorders, and substance abuse. Although Kennedy Hines and Brennan Reed had good experiences with sports, they also had something to add. Kennedy Hines says, in high school, I had horrible mental health due to the coaching and the drama that the team went through. This all took a toll on my mental health throughout high school. I also know a lot of people who struggle with their mental health in basketball for the same reasons I did. And Brennan Reed added to his positive experience by saying, I've played with people who were injured in their sport and they lost confidence and mentally had a very big toll on their health. Then what can we do? Trine University says that we can focus on ourselves and find someone we trust, avoid burnouts and overdoing it, and do what's best for us and not for the people around us, and set realistic goals and remember why you started. Thank you for listening, and it's remembered to know that everybody has a different experience with mental health.
All right, thank you so much, Bailey. All right, Stevie is up next. All right, so her faculty advisor, Ann Morphew, should know a lot about speeches. She teaches our speech classes. So speech anxiety is going to be the topic of our next talk. So yeah, I'm excited to have so many of you here in the room. And I was just talking to somebody recently, and we were just saying, like, this is just the tip of the iceberg, you know, all the great students we have here at Roane State. So it's really exciting to have people like Stevie here giving us a talk. Yay. All right.
Get my water prepared. Well, hello everybody. Today I am going to talk to you about something that affects probably everyone in here. So that is speech anxiety or glossophobia. But before I dive in, I do want to give a special shout out to Miss Morphew. She taught me so much in her communications class this past fall. And not only that, but she inspired me to create this project and get into the honors project in general. To begin, speech anxiety is something that many of us experience. And it's important to remember that there's a good chance everyone in here suffers from it, and that they deal with at least one form of speech anxiety. I started experiencing dry mouth at the beginning of my class with Miss Morphew. So that is pretty much where this whole project started from. I still struggle with it, and that is actually why I have my emotional support water bottle here with me. So I will be taking breaks to take a sip of it. So first, there are 4 ways to help with speech anxiety: organization and preparation, positive visualization, practice, and breathing exercises. So sorry. When practicing your speech, make sure that it is well organized so that you don't lose your spot like I just did. And if it's a long speech, breaking it down onto note cards is honestly going to help you so much. I also should have done that. So secondly, well, practice makes perfect and organization makes perfect practice. Secondly, preparation is crucial, especially when you're using visuals or any kind of other tools to help with your speech. Be prepared. Being unprepared can throw you off track and worsen your anxiety, so make sure that you are ready to go. Next, let's talk about visualizing your success. Believe in yourself, because if you don't, nobody else will. Fill your mind with positive thoughts before your speech, and remember, fake it until you make it can be a powerful motto. Confidence is key. To be completely honest, I have pretty much been winging this whole thing, so I kind of forgot half of what I was going to say, but mistakes are the only way you can grow, and the audience doesn't know what you had planned to say. They only know what you are speaking to them, so they don't know if you're messing up, and hopefully you guys didn't know if I did. So don't let mistakes throw you off and ruin your speech. Think fast, breathe, and push through it. Lastly, breathing exercises can be a helpful tool. Before, during, and after your speech, it is recommended to take 2 deep breaths. Personally, I have to pause in between sometimes for a breath and a sip of water, and I really need some right now. So that also allows you to gather your thoughts and pull yourself together. In conclusion, speech anxiety is very, very common. But with organization and preparation, positive visualization, practice, and breathing exercises, you have a chance of not getting up here and wanting to cry. Thank you for all listening again, and a huge, huge, huge thank you to Miss Morphew, because I wouldn't be here talking to you if it weren't for her. And yeah, I hope you all enjoy the rest of your night, and congratulations to everybody else that's here. Thank you.
All right, and so for our final oral presentation of the evening, we have Nicole Brown. I'm supposed to say something accent. How do you say it? Creeded Shaw.
Yes.
Okay. I can't say that again in 5 minutes, but she just told me how to say it.
That one's perfect. Or the top one.
The top one.
That's a shame. There you go. There you go.
All right. Beautiful.
Hello, everyone. I'm Nicole Brown, and it's such a pleasure to be here tonight. I'm going to keep this very brief because my video is a bit on the longer side. But this project I did for my anatomy class last semester, and it is on a condition that is very near and dear to my heart, known as Creed Shaw, and so enjoy the video.
Cells play a crucially vital role in the human body, as every human being is made up of cells that collectively keep our bodies functioning. These cells are told how to function by our DNA, which all in all stores all the information our body needs to survive. Every person's DNA is unique, but one thing that is not unique in a healthy human being is the fact that each person has 23 pairs of chromosomes, which are the structures that store the DNA. Therefore, cells need chromosomes to run properly because they hold the instruction manual for our body's functions. Many known disorders that human beings have from birth are caused by additional or missing chromosomes, which would result in extra or missing genetic information. In this video, we are going to go deeper on one specific chromosomal disorder, which is known as Cri-du-Chat, or 5p-. To start, Cri-du-Chat, or 5p-, is a disorder that affects about every 1 in 50,000 newborns. Although with newer genetic testing, the number is going down to about every 1 in 30,000 newborns, so it's still very rare. Although the cause of this disorder is still unknown, it is slightly more common in females than males, and it is not inherited, it is instead a genetic mutation. And it occurs when part of chromosome 5 is missing. You might be wondering, what are chromosomes and what do they do? And why is it a problem if part of one is missing? Well, there are 23 pairs of chromosomes in almost every cell in our body. And these chromosomes are made up of DNA strands that are very long, and so they need to be condensed. And they are condensed in a genius condensing system where they are coiled up around proteins called histones and then condensed over and over again until they are about 10,000 times more condensed than the original strand of DNA. To paint a picture, that is the same thing as trying to fit 9 miles of yarn or thread into a single hollow golf ball. And in our bodies, it's about 2 meters of DNA, which is taller than most people, for every cell. And so, without this genius condensing system, our bodies could not function the way they do, because it'd be a jumbled mess of DNA strands in your body. And so these 23 chromosomes account for almost all systems in your body, and they're the instruction manual to help determine hair color, eye color, metabolism, and so much more. And so these chromosomes are a very important part of your body. They are definitely needed in every function. And so this is what they look like, with the shorter arm, the P arm, and the Q arm, which is the longer arm, and where they join together is the centromere. They are shaped like an X, and each chromosome is a tightly wound up instruction manual that codes for the production of different proteins in your body that all in all account for growth and development, daily functioning of cells, and also things like hair color, eye color, skin color, and so much more. Humans have 46 chromosomes, or 23 pairs, in the nucleus of their cells. And chromosomes also play a very important, but also complicated role in cell replication. But all you need to know for this discussion of Cri-du-Chat is the basics of a chromosome and how it codes for so many processes in the body. The definition from dictionary.com is a thread-like structure of nucleic acids and proteins found in the nucleus of most living cells, carrying genetic information in the form of genes. Moving on, you now know that a chromosome is made of DNA strands, which are made up of nucleotides. Well, Cri-du-Chat is a disease in which part of the P arm of the 5th chromosome is missing, hence the name 5p-, and it is considered a disorder because important genetic info is missing. So, if your cells don't have part of the 5th chromosome, it causes a list of physical abnormalities. It causes abnormalities of the larynx, which causes a cat-like cry, hence the name Cri-du-Chat, which is cries like a cat in French, low birth weight, widely spaced eyes or hypertelorism, a broad flattened bridge of the nose, small head, malformations of the ears, folds of skin over the eyelids, dental malocclusion or misalignment, and abnormalities of the palate, as well as developmental delays. Children with Cri-du-Chat, due to the missing chromosome, which causes this list, cause difficulties with suckling and swallowing, higher risk of ear and respiratory infections, constipation, poor muscle tone, vision problems, and gastric reflux. The severity of cases vary greatly, from developing normally and only needing speech therapy versus not ever walking or talking. Most people with Cri-du-Chat fall between the two categories, though. An example of this, I have had the opportunity to babysit for the sweetest little boy who has Cri-du-Chat. And I've had babysat him since he was 5 months old, and he is now 3. And I would say he's in between the two categories, probably somewhere right in the middle, because he's not walking or talking yet, but he's crawling like crazy and is definitely vocal, even if he isn't saying real words. As you can see, he's just the happiest little dude, but is clearly behind developmentally as he's not walking or talking yet. But as is the case with anyone with this disease, there are no treatments, but you can go to therapies to try to help you along developmentally. I feel very privileged to have the chance to get to know Teddy, since only 50 to 60 babies are born with Kriegschott every year, so he's a special little dude. Now, to conclude, you now know what Kriegschott is and why it affects people the way it does. The only way to determine if someone has Kriegschott is by facial features, developmental delays, or by karyotyping, which is a test to detect chromosomal abnormalities via a blood test. People with this disease typically are not life-threatened, although it does affect their life greatly, and the only treatment option is to help try to move developmental aspects along further via therapy. I hope you learned more about Kriegschott through this video. Thanks for watching.
So thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed learning about Kriegschott, and if you're interested to see how Sweet Teddy has developed, because it's really encouraging because he's passed a lot of those milestones that they said he might not pass, you can hit up that QR code right there, and it'll take you to the second video that I made for my psychology class. That was last semester as well. So if you'd like to learn more about it, feel free to use that QR code. Thank you so much.
All right, thank you, Nicole. Thank you, Stevie. Thank you, Bailey. Let's give them a round of applause one more time. All right, excellent. So now we'd like to take a few minutes to recognize all of the students who have presented tonight. We have a certificate and a pin for each of them. I'm going to have Professor Miller come up and read off the names, and Beth and I will hand out the certificates and the pins, and then after that we're going to honor our other group of students who will be graduating with honors. So, all
right, so we'll start with our presentation for pins and certificates for everyone who presented. Okay, so when I call your name, if you could come up and they'll hand you your pin and certificate. So Madison Barnwell. Nicole Brown. Miranda Clark. Lucas Darty. Anastasia Ellis. Davita Graves. Mackenzie Hayes. Kennedy Hines. Madeline McCowan. Sandra Manning. Cheyenne McCabe. Jessica Pulsifer. Brandon Reed. Emily Thompson. Allison Ty. Emma Walker. Megan Watson. Stevie Singpill. And Bailey Sargent. Okay, and now we'll present medallions to to the graduates who are here, who will graduate with honors distinction. So we'll start with the honors diploma, Nicole Brown. Kristen Chaston. Sarah Doles. Anastasia Ellis. Eden Hadmaker. Mackenzie Hayes. Kendra Haynes. Sandra Manning. Cheyenne McCabe. Chloe Sexton. Delaney Washam. Megan Watson. And for honors associate, Davita Graves. Destiny Squire. Cameron Hopkins. And Emma Walker. We get one more round of applause for all of our presenters and graduates.
Give him one more round of applause. What an accomplished group of students.
Before we let you guys go sit down, will you shift your whole line over here so everybody can get a better picture of you? So just take over the whole front.
Thank you all so much for coming tonight and supporting our kids and sharing a great meal with us. We'll leave our backdrop up if you want to come and get another picture of just your kid. You are more than welcome to do that. Finish your desserts, enjoy yourselves. The students will be around for a little bit longer. So thank you all so much again for your support tonight.